Greetings to everyone. Welcome back to another session of Physio Classroom. Today, I, Dr. Twinkle Kundnani, Assistant Professor at Sancheti Institute College of Physiotherapy, would be taking practical session for assessment of sensations. We will be seeing the practical aspect or practical assessment of sensory part. So, first sensations that will be assessed are superficial sensations. In that, we will be assessing light touch first. So, as discussed in the previous lecture, we saw sensations could be assessed dermatome-wise, generalized, or according to the nerve distribution, depending upon what condition your patient is having. So, beginning with the light touch, we'll need a cotton swab for this. In light touch, you can just stroke a part where you want to assess the sensation. Each and every sensation that is assessed will be assessed first on the unaffected side, then on the affected side, and later both the sides will be compared whether the sensation felt by the patient were equal on both the side or whether it was impaired, that is either reduced or increased on the affected part. So suppose if the left side is the affected part, I'll first assess sensations on the right side. So in light touch, I'll be using light cotton. I'll be assessing or touching a part with cotton swab, and I'll be asking the patient whether he or she was able to feel it. Ask the patient to close her eyes. We'll first assess the sensation on the unaffected side. We'll then compare or assess it on the unaffected side, and later comparison will be done. Please close your eyes and let me know if you feel anything. This is the question that a therapist needs to ask, whether you felt anything. Did you feel anything? How was the touch or how was the part that you felt?
Light.
It was light. First you will ask whether the patient felt anything. Later your question will be, what was the feeling? So now I have assessed it on the unaffected side. I'll move on to the affected part. Please close your eyes. Did you feel anything?
Yes.
What was the type of feeling that you had?
Light.
It was light touch. Okay. Now close your eyes. And once affected and unaffected side were assessed individually, we'll go for comparison on both the sides. Was it equal on both the hands, or was it increased or reduced on both the hands?
Same.
It was same. So this is how you compare whether the sensations were normal on both the sides or whether it was increased or whether it was reduced on one side. For normal responses, we ideally take 3 to 5 times we take the sensory part, and later we check how much responses were right and how much responses were wrong, and we can come to the conclusion what affection your patient is having. After comparison, we can ask the patient, if your patient is telling she was able to feel less on the affected side, how much percentage she was feeling less is what we can ask. If it was 100% here, whether it was 80% or 70% on the affected part. So for every sensation that you assess, you first assess it on the unaffected part and then on the affected, and then you compare them. Superficial sensation that we'll be assessing is pain. Same procedure is followed for all the sensations. First the assessment is on the unaffected part, later on the affected, and later we compare both the sides. So here for pain sensation, we'll be using a neurological pin. Same part. Please close your eyes. Did you feel anything?
Yes.
What did you feel?
Pricking.
Pricking type of sensation. Close your eyes. Later on the affected part, whether it was same or whether it was reduced or
Same.
You can either ask this way or you can go for comparison on both the ends. Please close your eyes. So this is how we assess pain. Third superficial sensation that we'll be assessing is pressure. For pressure, you can use your fingertip or you can use a swab of cotton, and because using that we need to give a firm pressure and we need to indicate whether the sensation was intact or whether it was impaired. Same procedure is followed again. Please close your eyes. Did you feel anything?
Yes.
What did you feel?
Pressure.
Pressure. Okay. Please close your eyes again.
Pressure.
Please close your eyes again.
Same.
It was same on both the ends.
Yes.
This is how you assess pressure. Now coming to the last type of superficial sensation, temperature awareness. So for assessing temperature, we need a test tube. We need a test tube holder for the same. The temperature that you need is for hot, it is 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, and for cold, it is 5 to 10 degrees Celsius. So you can use crushed ice. What we do for sensory assessment is we hold a test tube using a test tube holder, and we'll assess it with the side of the test tube. We don't use the distal end of the test tube. So whichever part we are assessing, we'll just put the side of the test tube on the part that we need to assess, and we'll ask the patient for the response. Please close your eyes. This is the procedure that will be followed for assessing temperature, and you will ask your patient whether the sensation that patient felt was hot or cold. Assessing second type of sensation, deep sensation. So first sensation in deep is proprioception that we'll be assessing. For assessing proprioception, we choose the distal end of the joint. So here the distalmost joint in the upper limb is your interphalangeal joint of the thumb, and the reason for choosing thumb is thumb has the greatest representation in your sensory homunculus. So make sure one thing in proprioceptive assessment is your touch should be minimal. Make sure you are moving just one joint at a time. So my touch is very minimal. I'll first explain the patient the procedure. So I'll move your thumb in one direction. This is down. This is middle. This is up. After taking your thumb in a specific position, just try to let me know where your thumb is. Please close your eyes now. Where's your thumb now?
Down.
Now?
Down.
So this is how we assess proprioception. But in cases like stroke, or whenever if your patient is having aphasia, that time if your patient is not able to give you a verbal response, you can ask your patient to replicate the same position on the other side. Now try to take your right hand thumb in the same position where I am taking your left. Please close your eyes. This is how it is the second method for assessing proprioception in patients where your speech is affected. Coming to second deep sensation, kinesthesia. Kinesthesia is movement or the sense of movement of a particular joint. So the procedure is same as that of proprioception, but here your question will change. In first proprioception, you are asking where your joint is. Yeah, what is the position of the joint right now? In your kinesthesia, you are assessing the movement. So your question will be, where is your thumb moving? In which direction? So while explaining the procedure, same thing, the contact will be minimal. You will explain your patient the same procedure. The direction in which I am moving the thumb right now is downward direction. Now it is upward, and now it is backward. This was downwards, upwards and backwards. Now you will tell me in which direction I am moving your thumb. Please close your eyes. In which direction? Now I am taking it in which direction?
Upward.
Now?
Upward.
Okay. So this is how we can assess kinesthesia. Same thing, if your patient is having speech problems or aphasia, you can ask your patient to replicate it on the other side. So I'll move your thumb. Just try to do the same action on your right side. Please close your eyes. This was kinesthetic assessment for upper limb. Now coming to lower limb proprioceptive and kinesthetic assessment, we need to make sure your patient is first, whenever you are instructing your patient about the direction, your patient should be able to see where you are taking the distalmost joint. So I'll ask the patient to lift his or her head, and first I'll explain the patient what is the position. This is down, this is up. Now you can close your eyes. Let me know where your toe is going. Where it is going?
Down.
Where it is going now?
Upwards.
So where it is going is giving you the direction, that is where you are taking the joint. That is the dynamic component, which is kinesthesia. And when you have to assess proprioception, your question will be where your joint is. So whether it is downwards or upwards. So in kinesthesia, the component was dynamic. In proprioception, the component is static. For making sure your patient is able to get a visual feedback, you can either raise the head end of the bed or you can give some pillows. This is how we'll go for kinesthetic and proprioceptive assessment for lower limb. Now coming to the last type of deep sensation, that is vibration. For vibration, we need a tuning fork of 128 Hz. What we do in vibration is we ask the patient to close the eyes. Please close your eyes. And we'll place the distal end of the tuning fork on bony prominences. Are you feeling anything? Okay. So this is how we assess for vibration. You can use bony prominences like olecranon, you can use sternum, malleoli in your lower limb. And the tuning fork is of 128 Hz. Moving on to our third type of sensation, that is combined cortical. First sensation in combined cortical is tactile localization. Tactile is something related to touch, and localization is your patient should localize where the stimulus was given or where the patient was feeling the stimulus. So the procedure is same as that of light touch, but your question changes. So you will ask your patient to first close your eyes. Did you feel anything?
Yes.
Where did you feel? Could you just point out? So where did you feel? Could you please point out is what was tactile localization. So this is how we assess tactile localization. Coming to second type of combined cortical sensation, 2-point discrimination. 2-point discrimination is you will give two stimulus at one time and your patient should recognize whether there were two stimulus or whether it was one. So we ideally use an esthesiometer for this thing. You can use a divider. If you don't have that, we can use two similar objects whose pinpoints would be same. We'll first measure it. We started from 10 centimeters. We ask the patient to close her eyes. Please close your eyes. We'll place both the stimulus simultaneously and we'll ask the patient, what are you feeling now?
2 points touching.
2 points as touching is what her response was. So this is how we assess for 2-point discrimination in combined cortical. Now coming to other types of combined cortical is your stereognosis. Stereognosis is something related to shape. So in shape, your patient needs to manipulate an object and let me know what the patient was feeling. So to assess stereognosis, you can use some daily activities, objects like your bangle, you can use a wristwatch, you can use a pen, any object that your patient is familiar with. If you are treating an adult case, you can use anything that your patient is familiar with. And in pediatric, you can use a toy, you can use something like eraser or pencil. So same thing, I'll first make sure that my patient is aware what I am showing off. Sorry. Just look at the objects. This is the bangle and this is the pen. Now you will close your eyes. I'll give you one object in your hand. You can feel the object, you can manipulate the object and let me know what that object was. Please close your eyes. Bangle. So in while assessing your stereognosis, instruction of that the patient will be able to feel and manipulate the object is important. So this is how we assess stereognosis. In stereognosis, if my patient is having aphasia and if my patient is not able to tell what the patient was feeling or what object it was, what other method we can do is we can use a grid. We can make some stickers of the objects that we'll be showing to the patient, maybe a bangle, a comb or anything, and we can ask the patient to point out at the object what it was, making sure there is a screen between the object and where the patient is sitting, and that screen should not be transferable. Your patient should not be able to see what object he or she is manipulating. Now moving on to our next cortical sensation is your graphesthesia. In graphesthesia, you will need a soft tissue or a soft cloth to wipe out the part that you are assessing in between each stimuli that you will be giving. Before assessing graphesthesia, we need to make sure what our patient is familiar with. It could be alphabets, it could be numbers, it could be any shapes if your patient is not that literate. So I'll first ask my patient, is she aware with the numbers that I'll be writing on his or her skin? Ma'am, are you aware about the numbers in English?
Yes.
I'll just make some or draw some numbers on your hand. Just let me know what number I was making. Please close your eye. After one stimulus, I'll wipe out the part. Please close your eye again.
4.
This is how we assess graphesthesia. In last type of combined cortical sensation, we have barognosis. Barognosis, it deals with weight. So something related that the patient should be able to tell this is light weighted object, this is heavy weighted object. So while assessing barognosis, you need two similar objects. It could be matchbox or it could be two boxes of same color. The object should not be transferable. Yeah, the patient shouldn't see कि you have this transferable boxes or anything of glass. Don't use that. You can cover that thing with any paper or something and make sure that object is completely filled. It should not make some noise. Otherwise, what will happen, if you will give the patient to compare two objects, the patient might hear a sound and later he can tell कि this part is heavy. So that would be a false positive result. So we take two similar objects, we fill them completely. You can fill them with sand or something, and later you can compare both the ends. You can give one object in this hand, one object in the other hand, ask the patient to feel and let us know which one was the heavier and which one was the lighter. This is how you assess barognosis in neurologically impaired patients. Thank you. Now, I would like to thank our chairman, Dr. Parag Sancheti sir, our executive director, Mrs. Manisha Sanghvi ma'am, our beloved principal, Dr. Apurva Shippi sir, our entire technical team of Physio TV classroom, and to all my viewers. Hope to see you all in the next session.